All right, good morning, stations. We're going to be ready to go here in just a second. On air at 8:06. Those of you watching the replay, we're pretty tight on time here. We're about 5 minutes from the actual show. That bright light is really bright. 8:01 on mark. Morning, Karen. Oh, I need to get my guest lined up here. Whoops. Haven't done this in a while, Karen. This could be interesting.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Riley.
Good morning.
We're about 4 minutes away from the show here.
Perfect.
Almost forgot to call you. Too busy getting things set up.
Oh, no, you're fine. Scott waits till like 8:05 whenever he calls me.
I know, it drives me nuts.
He's like, I'll call you at 8, and you're sitting there, and you're like, okay, and then 8:05 comes
I know, it's a little nerve-wracking, but
it's fine.
It'll be tight. I'm going to try to put 3 guests on one show, and it's not usually well-advised, but we're going to try it.
I'll talk fast.
Yeah, we've only got about 10 minutes. We've got from 8:06 to 8:15, so
okay.
Just want to rip through the tournament and get the information out there so you guys can get a nice turnout like Linseth had over there in Killdeer. And
okay.
Away we go. So we're about 4 minutes away.
All right. That'll work.
3 minutes away.
And we'll give a little plug on the bull sale at the end.
Yep. Morning, Waylon. Greg Siemens, nice to see you online as usual. He's getting a good online following here. It's working out good. Just need to get a few more. Need to get a few more subscribers so we can go mobile. YouTube won't let you broadcast mobilely like off of your phone. You got to be off of a laptop unless you've got to get to a certain point. Then they.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's all kinds of weird rules they have. It's super fun.
I'm not a big YouTuber. Never really have been. You know, like I'll go on it once in a while just to look for a video of something like a how-to video.
I watch clips of The Office.
Whatever. Do ya? Let me pull up my page here, my event page, so that there we go.
I'm using a little different board than I'm used to, so I'm hoping levels are good for everybody. Big Daddy Dave is up and ready to go at KGFX. I haven't had to back time anything for a long time, radio folks, so I'll do what I can here. I got my times written down. I just got to make sure I look at my dang clock. Got Karina here with me today. She doesn't have a mic, but she wanted to be here for the show, so we'll see what she has to say later on. I've only got
Karina.
My board is small. I've only got so many outlets for so many things, and between commercials and you on the air and my mic and everything else, don't have room for a second mic. All right, we're about 1 minute away here, Riley, so stand by. I'm going to turn you down just for a minute, so I'm going to run through the coyote tournaments real quick first, and then we'll hit it. "30 seconds on mark." 5 seconds. Hey, good morning, folks. Jesse Flapp coming at you here, running the show this morning for Mr. Scott Bachmeyer. He is out of the area, no internet available. So we're going to do what we can here this morning. Going to talk about some coyote tournaments. Going to get an update from Action Motorsports. Right now, they've got their Polaris Ag Advantage going on. 10% off, up to $1,500, and up to a 2-year warranty on Ranger, General, and Sportsman models. We're going to talk to Britt in the second half of the show and find out what other specials they've got on going this fall and what they've got coming up for their 2021 lineup. Lots and lots of tournaments coming on here this winter. It feels like fall out there, folks. We've got basically no snow, got 50-degree days coming up the next couple days. But hey, we're going to try to do an ice fishing tournament on January 2nd down by Sturgis, the Wild Walleye Annual Ice Fishing Tournament. That is on Sunday, January 2nd, down there in Sturgis. We've got a Mile City Coyote Calling Contest coming up also on January 1st and 2nd. We've got Drake Fire Department is holding a tournament on January 2nd. That is a pheasant and coyote tournament. Jamie P. Olson has his CoyoteHunter.net Dakota Classic in Dickinson on January 9th. Predator Hunt in Sanborn, North Dakota, 2E Fabrication on January 8th and 9th. The Stratford, South Dakota American Legion 5th Annual Coyote Contest on January 8th through 10th. Northwood Men's Club, January 15th and 16th Coyote Tournament. Knights of Columbus Coyote Hunt. Oh, where's this one at? Gladstone, North Dakota on January 22nd and 23rd. Reynolds Coyote Hunt, January 22nd and 23rd also in Reynolds. We've got the Wrighton Family Memorial Coyote Hunt in Cooperstown. That one is February 5th. And on February 13th, we've got the Brandon Kolstad Memorial Coyote Hunt in Cheyenne, North Dakota. We've also got a couple of other hunts that I didn't mention, but I tell you what, that's going to be our guest today on the show. The first guest we've got up, Riley Schriefer Red Angus. How you doing this morning, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you, Jesse?
Real good. Your tournament. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to comment on, I know this fall weather, that those Rangers, they're sure having a really easy time starting this winter, and they usually start really good in the cold weather, but they haven't even had to crank up in the cold weather yet. So nope. I got to give a little shout out to Action Motorsports down there. Yeah,
no need for tracks or anything fancy this winter yet either. Just
nope.
Roll around on the summer tires.
Yep. So
say you've got a tournament coming up here January 9th. The Garrett Houghton Benefit Coyote Hunt and Chili Cook-Off you're adding to it this year. Why don't you tell us about the tournament a little bit?
Hey, absolutely. So my best friend Kyle and I, we have a really good friend, Garrett. Him and his family are going through some stuff, so we are putting together another benefit coyote contest for them this year. And it's a calling-only contest. The rules meeting will be 6:30 p.m. Central Time at Fairby Shop, which is 2 miles north on Highway 8 of Halliday. So, and then just a half mile west on 2nd Street. So really easy to get to. So that'll be, the rules meeting is the night before on January 8th, and then January 9th is the actual hunt. So we will have some guns, we got some suppressors, we got a really good lineup of Vortex stuff for prizes, and we got some a pretty unique, so even if you're not a hunter but you want to support the Houghton family, we got a pretty unique prize coming for it's a handmade prize for that chili cook-off champion.
And that's all we get is a handmade prize.
Oh, it's going to be pretty sweet though.
Boy, that leaves the door kind of wide open.
Pride. You know, you have all these hungry coyote hunters. Last year when we had this contest, I think the high of the day was like -4.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah, and so you got all these hungry hunters coming in, and think about all these guys. They're all crabby. They want a beer or want to eat some chili. Well, you got all these guys that are going to be judging your chili, so you can take that pride home with you if you win it.
Ah, all right. So you've got tournament prizes for the coyote hunt.
Yep.
And then you've also got some prizes for the chili cook-off. You got any specific rules for your chili contest? I've judged a few of these, and let me tell you, the rules get pretty extensive sometimes. Or are you guys just leaving the door wide open? If you want to put anything in there, you can.
It's a anything goes chili contest.
Oh boy.
The crowd is the judge.
Nice.
Even if you're a spectator and want to come eat chili, you come on over and eat some chili and put the number in the hat of which one you like the best.
And say, if they're looking for more information on this, where's the best place to get directions and rules and see your guys' flyer? I know you guys have a Facebook page set up.
That would be by far the easiest. Just type in Garrett Houghton, and Houghton is Houghton, Coyote Hunt or whatever on Facebook, or my name or Kyle Fairby's name, and it'll pop up.
Okay, and this is a 3-dog weight tournament, correct?
Yes, and we're asking if people shoot more than 3 dogs that they submit the other ones, because all the dogs are going to get sold in Garrett's name.
There you go. All the coyote proceeds, if you shoot 20 coyotes in one day, which last weekend we found out that's pretty possible by one team. Bring them dogs in and let them go towards the benefit.
Yep, and it's a cash-only entry. So big dog, small dog, separate contest. We have prizes for each of those, and the small dog will have to be part of your 3-dog entry.
Gotcha. So there's a little gambling involved this year.
Yes.
I like
There's a little gambling involved. Yep.
I like it.
So
I'd like to say that anybody can shoot 3 dogs, but my partner and I only got 2 the other weekend. We had a little bit of a struggle, so it was ugly.
A guy can go out and just slam on any other day, and then you get up to one of these contests, and you got your hopes all high, and you're down to that last stand, and you got 1 dog in the pickup, and you're like, "What?"
That's right. That's right. Well, Riley, we got about 2.5 minutes left here. You got another event you've got coming up personally is you guys have made a little change to your Schrieffer Red Angus bull sale. You do some advertising with Scott. Why don't you tell us about the new bull sale this year?
Yeah, so we joined up with Wasson Red Angus and Pavlenko Simmentals, and the sale, our joint production sale, will be Thursday, February 18th, 2021 here, 2 p.m. Mountain Time at Wick's Sale Barn, south of Richardson, North Dakota. We'll have 45 yearling Red Angus bulls of Wassom's, 32-year-old bulls of ours, 15 Simmental bulls of Pavlenko's, and between Wassom's and us, we'll have 100 open commercial red heifers, and I believe Wassom's are also bringing 8 registered bred heifers. So it's going to be a very good assortment and selection of Red Angus and Simmental genetics. So February 18th, Richardson, North Dakota.
All right, well, looking forward to seeing you there, Riley. Thanks for coming on the show this morning, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you so much, Jesse. You have a good day.
Thank you. All right, folks, that's the Garrett Houghton by Kyle Fairby and Riley Schrieffer. They're putting on that tournament, Schrieffer Red Angus sale. And that's our first guest for the first segment. You are listening to Dakota Prairie Outdoors. We're on KFYR in Bismarck, Mandan, KCJB in Minot, KLTC in Dickinson, KOLY in Mobridge, KGFX Fort Pierre, and also we are on YouTube. And on YouTube, we are universe-wide. We are across the world for you flat earthers. And Todd Mitchell, I think he's kind of a flat earth guy down there. I hear there's been a little bit of a discussion over whether it's across the world or around the world. We're hoping Scott is having a good little quick vacation down there in Nashville. Sent him after what do we want from Scott? Some signatures from some famous people. I got my daughter sitting next to me here. We might try to get her on the air in a couple minutes. But before that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after the break with Mr. Jeremy Mansfield out of South Dakota and talk about his tournament. We'll be back after these messages.
Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pfeiffer's.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hourd payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Pfeiffer's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust advisors. Use your wealth to support your family and those you care about. We know you have worked hard over the years to accumulate wealth. We want to make sure your legacy reaches your heirs as you intend, either by will, by trust, or by beneficiary designation. We emphasize flexibility to meet your goals and discipline to achieve them. Visit DakotaCommunityBank.com.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pfeiffer's.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hour payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Pfeiffer's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust provides ag loans for all stages of growth, from seed to harvest. Our expert agribusiness lending staff specializes in loans for livestock, equipment, vehicles, and operating. With our roots in agribusiness lending, you can be assured that our lending staff will provide you with prompt and reliable service. In other words, our ag loan officers will always keep your best interests in mind. Stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
That road, don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Hey, welcome back, folks, to Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. You're listening to us on KFYR Bismarck, KCJB Minot, KLTC Dickinson, KOLY in Mobridge, KGFX Fort Pierre, and on YouTube around the world. Our second segment guest is Jeremy Mansfield out of Long Valley, South Dakota. Jeremy, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Good. Say, I heard about your tournament here a couple of years ago I got some relatives down there, the Hancock and Zickert families. You guys put on a pretty unique tournament down there in Long Valley. It's the Youth Coyote Hunt, and it is free to all the entrants. Why don't you tell us all about your tournament? That's a pretty neat deal.
Well, it's just a day-long tournament this year. Friday night or Saturday, December 26th is check-in registration, and we'll have a little presentation because we have a lot of kids that have never coyote hunted or whatnot and don't know what they're doing. And so Fox Pro gives the first 100 kids through the door a free mouth call. And then we usually give a little presentation on how to use it and how to sit still and how to call coyotes. And then Sunday morning they get up and they go hunt. And Sunday evening they are back at the hall in Long Valley to check in. And then we feed them again that night. There's cash, there's prizes to win, and guns and ammo and hunting equipment, traps and tripods and optics and knives and gift cards. And it's all donated money. I mean, and a lot of the money just comes from the local businesses.
So a lot of really good support from all around the area. How long have you guys been running this tournament?
We've been doing it. This is our third year.
Third year, okay. I know that it was all the rage the first year. The relatives, boy, they're trying to get us down there for Christmas and to participate in this. We're going to have to do that. I got my 9-year-old sitting here with me. She's went out on a couple stands with me, but you're right. I like to hear that you guys are putting on a clinic. You can show them all the YouTube videos in the world, but when it comes to sitting out there in the field, it can be a challenge. You guys have two categories here. I see you've got a team of 2 that is 16 to 18-year-old as your high school division, and then your other division is either 1 youth and an adult or 2 youth and an adult. But I was talking to you yesterday on this, and this is a kids tournament. The kids are the only ones that are supposed to be shooting coyotes. Is that correct?
Yeah. And we, I guess on Saturday night, we tell everybody, if you go out and go hunting, and we realize that you're going with a lot of 5 to 9-year-olds or younger, and they probably are going to take a 22 or a 410, and they're going to go with you. If you get a coyote, you call in 150 yards out there, and they're not able to shoot it. Go ahead and shoot it. You shoot it so that they get the experience of watching you shoot a coyote.
Right, and actually get to see one.
And actually get to see one and see what it's about. When you come back in and register, be honest and say, I shot the coyote.
Right.
And they didn't shoot it, and we just go on. If you win this, you do win. There's 2 leather workers that make custom-made slings for the winners of each division.
Okay.
But you aren't winning. It's not a big money deal, so there's no reason to cheat at it.
Not cheating to win $10,000.
No.
Yeah, that gets to be a tough thing in some of the real big tournaments. The suspicion is always running wild. Oh, excuse me, I had to cough there. So you've got most dogs killed in 2 categories. You've also got a big dog and a little dog class. Is that for all, or is there a big dog, little dog in each division?
That's for the whole contest. Okay. And in fact, there's actually 3 divisions because there's 1 youth with an adult or 2 youth with an adult.
Oh, so those are different divisions. Okay.
They're different divisions.
So you got 3 of them. Perfect. So you've got your registration at 6 p.m., and then your check-in is on the 2nd at 6 p.m. This is a daylight-only tournament, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Normal South Dakota game fish and parks down there instead of North Dakota is just game and fish. You guys are game fish and parks. Everybody's got to have a license and all be on the up and up. How dry are you guys up there, down there, I should say, in southern South Dakota? We got to be careful with driving off trail and fires and everything like up here.
Extremely.
Yeah, you're still open, no snow?
No snow.
Yeah, we've got just a dust.
A long time.
We've had frost heavier than the snow that I've got on the ground right now.
Yeah.
Now this is held at
nice fog.
Yeah, this is held at the nice community hall there on the west side of town, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay. Real nice facility. I've been in there for a couple of anniversary dances. So to get to Long Valley, for those that don't know, if people from up further north want to head that way, What's the turnoff there? You turn off at Kadoka on the interstate?
Go to Kadoka and go 30 miles south.
And there you are. You can't miss it. Well, you could, but you won't. Nice little town. Yeah. Who provides all your food for this?
Local grocery stores, and then Tom Zickert took on the cooking position, and he's probably the biggest donator of the event because he spends hours cooking.
We've had Tom's food, haven't we, Karina? We might see them here at New Year's down in South Dakota when we head down there.
I want to mention we have a new partner this year too.
Okay.
South Dakota Youth Adventures out of Rapid is it's a mentorship program, and they partnered with us on this year to kind of help us out, and they're always looking for mentors and to take kids and go hunting.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
It's a great program.
That's a big thing, getting these kids involved. We have a youth only pheasant hunting deal where a guy south of town up here in Hazen, he kind of sets his land aside and they do that in conjunction with our local Pheasants Forever chapter, and they get these young kids out there hunting for the first time and try to give them the best opportunity. I'm really, really happy to hear you guys doing this. What type of numbers do you get? How many teams do you usually get in the 3 divisions?
We've been having 100. Well, one year we had 102, and one year we had 95 kids.
Wow, that community hall gets pretty thick. Gets pretty full.
It's full. The first year we fed right at 300 people Sunday night.
Wow, good numbers. The guy needs a lot of support and a lot of help, and a lot of sponsors doing something like that. So that's good to hear. So we're keeping kids in hunting. We're getting some coyotes out of the area for the ranchers, and keeping some getting some knowledge out there of the way the world works. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys? I see on your poster here you've got your phone number. Do you guys have a web page, or if people want more information or to get a hold of you, what way do they go about that?
We have a Facebook page, and the best way to get a hold of us is just call the number on the flyer, 605-462-6123. Also, if you aren't able to come and check in and register on registration night, just call me and I will get you a name and a number.
Okay.
And we'll get you going. We don't want, if you're having to drive from Rapid, it's not worth driving 2 nights in a row.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of a journey down there through the Badlands breaks. Well, thanks, Jeremy. That's Jeremy Mansfield of Long Valley, South Dakota. We hope you have a good turnout, and good luck to all the kids that come down there.
Yep, thanks.
All right, thanks for the time. That was Jeremy Mansfield, Long Valley, South Dakota. The youth coyote hunt being held on the 27th of December. Check-in December 26th. And as he said, if you need to get a hold of somebody, because if you can't get there in time for check-in, you just give a ring to Jeremy at 605-462-6123, or look up the hunt on YouTube, Facebook, and they'll get you set up. So with that is our coyote tournament, guys, for the day. Second half of the show, we are going to have Britt Cerconi from Action Motorsports on, talking about their fall lineup. Going to explain the Polaris Ag Advantage to you in a little more detail. So with that, we'll be back after the break on K-Fire, KFYR in Bismarck, KCJB Minot, KLTC in Dickinson, KOLY in Mobridge, and KGFX down there in Fort Pierre, South Dakota. We'll be back soon after these messages.
Join Piper's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pipers.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hourred payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Piper's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pipers.com.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust advisors. Use your wealth to support your family and those you care about. We know you have worked hard over the years to accumulate wealth. We want to make sure your legacy reaches your heirs as you intend. either by will, by trust, or by beneficiary designation. We emphasize flexibility to meet your goals and discipline to achieve them. Visit DakotaCommunityBank.com.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of the time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilden.
Join Piper's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pifers.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hour payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Piper's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pifers.com.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust provides ag loans for all stages of growth, from seed to harvest. Our expert agribusiness lending staff specializes in loans for livestock, equipment, vehicles, and operating. With our roots in agribusiness lending, you can be assured that our lending staff will provide you with prompt and reliable service. In other words, our ag loan officers will always keep your best interests in mind. Stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
That road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down, and when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, folks, to Dakota Prairie Outdoors. You're listening on K-Fire in Bismarck, KCJB in Minot, KLTC Dickinson, KOLY in Mobridge, and KGFX in Pierre, and on YouTube, universe-wide, around the world, just in case you do believe the world is around, Todd Mitchell. Hey, we're back here with Britt Circoni, Action Motorsports, talking about Polaris Ag Advantage. And he told me a little secret when I got him on the air. He has a 6-pack of Christmas hams for the first person to come in today and buy a unit. What's this Christmas hams? Is it a special edition or just you feeling jolly?
Well, I've always known that, hams are always good around this season. So with the feeling that I feel like I know you well enough that I figured I would go and buy a 6-pack of Christmas hams for anybody who wanted to come in and buy a machine for me today.
Okay, let's clarify now. Are we talking about like pork or my kind of hams?
They're 16-ounce hams.
That's
what I'm
kid.
going to leave it at.
All right, so dads, beware. If you're going in to buy your kid a four-wheeler or a motorcycle, you're going to be getting the best gift you've ever had, ever.
'Tis the season for giving.
That's right. That's right. See, what do we got going on there? Let me grab where'd my sheet go? There it is. Polaris Ag Advantage, 10% off, up to $1,500, and up to a 2-year warranty. Now, that is just on your Rangers, Generals, and Sportsmen's?
That's just on the Rangers, Generals, and Sportsmen's. Anything that we currently have in stock is up to $1,500. Unfortunately, after the 15th of the month, the machines that we ordered more than likely won't get here until after January 1st. So that is going to be cut back to a $1,000 cap.
Okay.
So 10% off, up to $1,000. But you still get the 2-year warranty on the Rangers, and basically what I need is either a copy of your Schedule F, Schedule E, North Dakota Registered Farm Site number, and we can get you qualified for that.
So that is your Ag Advantage special. What other specials do you have going on? You guys sell a lot of things. We talk about Polaris Rangers and Generals and Sportsmen's all the time because that's what the ag and ranching community use for the most part, but you guys have a lot of other products in that building when I walk in there. You've got motorcycles, you've got snowmobiles, you've got some weird futuristic looking three-wheel cars. Tell us about everything you got in that big building.
We've got a lot of fun stuff. Indian motorcycles, America's oldest motorcycle brand. We picked them up in 2012. They've been phenomenal. Polaris always seems to be on the edge of innovation, so they came out with the Slingshot, which is a 3-wheeled car. There's no vehicle that's truthfully more fun to drive. It goes like stink and handles just absolutely amazing. Snowmobiles, that's basically what our brand was founded on. Back in 1954, Polaris was trying to figure out a way to get people across the snow in the wintertime, and we've been going strong since. We're also a full-line Suzuki dealer. So we have Suzuki ATVs, Suzuki motorcycles.
Karina's got a couple questions. The Suzuki, you bring that up, and I remember seeing some units in there. She's got a question for you here. Hang on, Britt.
All right.
What do you have for kids 4-wheelers and stuff like that?
Well, right now I've got a couple of little Suzuki kids 4-wheelers. I've got a 50 and a 90. So the 50 is for ages 6 and up, and the 90 is designed for ages 12 and up. They're a whole pile of fun. So Jesse's gonna have to bring you down, and we'll get you set up with one.
Easy now. She don't have that much Christmas money.
She should.
You've got the kids' razors too. Are those a 170? They're a pretty nice little machine.
The little Razor 170s are awesome. So I don't know if we could wedge you in one, but a normal sized human will fit in one. So
I have a hard time getting in a full sized razor half the time.
So they make a Ranger 150 and they make a Razor 170. The Ranger 150's got some really cool technology tied to it. You can set up a geofence using basically like an Onyx image.
Okay.
And you can make it so your kid can't drive out of that property, and it's really, really neat. You control the speed with your phone, and
so that's on a kid's Ranger unit.
That's on a kid's Ranger. Yep.
I didn't even know there was such thing. I knew about the razors. That's good. Do they have a little box on them so you can send them out picking up garbage in the pasture and put them to work?
You actually could. You could probably chuck a square bale or two in there.
All right. So what have you guys been having a hard time? I haven't talked to Casey in a while back in your shop. Have you guys been having a hard time getting parts and getting being able to repair units with the way the world's going right now, or has that been pretty good for you?
It's been a little bit difficult. I wouldn't say that parts are hard to come by. Accessories have been a little bit tougher just because they're produced by subcontractors, and with COVID, there's been shutdowns, and there's not a whole heck of a lot we can really do about it.
Right.
But we've been striving. If we have to reach out to the rest of the dealer networks, we have access to see what other dealers may have parts in stock, so we can get them here faster.
Okay. Gotten some messages here. We do have one update. We're talking about pheasant or coyote tournaments and fishing tournaments. Little's Barn Grill is having a pheasant tournament on January 2nd. Have you been getting out and doing any hunting or fishing or anything, Britt?
This year I haven't done a whole lot. I went and chased some birds around. Hopefully this next week I'll be able to go chase some more birds around. I haven't been doing anything with that coyotes this year, but last night I was chatting with my mother-in-law, and she informed me that she has a deep freeze that needs to be removed from her garage, and it would be a perfect coyote deep freeze.
Who was that? You broke up there for a second.
My mother-in-law needs a deep freeze moved, so if anybody needs a coyote deep freeze, get a hold of me.
I think Scott Bachmeier's ears probably just perked up. He's always looking for a coyote deep freeze.
Well, then I have a new place for it.
Well, you'll have to call you. So what do you have? Do you already have your 2021 models in, I'm guessing, by now?
We do.
What's your new features that you've got on the four-wheelers, the snowmobiles, and everything?
So the Sportsman 570 four-wheeler, that's basically our bread and butter machine, is completely redesigned. Biggest things that they changed, it's more focused on durability for our farmers and ranchers. The bumpers are heavy duty and they come standard on most models. The suspension bushings have been improved. Bigger battery, better access to the battery. And they have an in-dash charge port. So if you ever need to if your machine sits for a while, you can plug your battery tender right into the dash and you don't have to worry about that.
Don't have to wire it up.
No. And then the Rangers, they offer a couple of different models of the new Ranger. The North Star editions are always the machines that seem to be the most sought after, with our full HVAC cab with air conditioning and heat, but they separated it into two different models. They've got Premium, which has hand crank doors and 27-inch tires, and then they've got their new Ultimate, which comes with 29-inch tires, power window doors, tip-out windshield, LED headlights, in-dash navigation, front and rear cameras. It's absolutely amazing.
Front and rear cameras?
Well, you can see what you're running over, backing over.
Boy, I tell you what, you are seeing a lot of those running around all over the place, and I suppose they figured out, whether it was dealership or the manufacturer itself, these people are buying these machines. You know, the only way you could get them was bare, and then you had to add all that stuff on and more accessories, and I think they kind of figured out that everybody wants at least some of those, so they came out with that Northlander edition, and I've been able to ride in a couple of them, and they are a heck of a nice machine.
They're incredible. When I started working for Action Motorsports 16 years ago, I never fathomed that the side-by-side industry would even be remotely close to what it is.
Is that what you would say, four-wheelers and side-by-sides, is that your biggest mover out of your location, or do you sell a lot of motorcycles in the summer? What's your main thing you move out of Action Motorsports?
We sell more ATVs and side-by-sides than anything else, but it's because of our ranchers and our hunters and our sportsmen and ice fishermen. They're always there, and it's not seasonal. You need that machine all year long, and you'll find uses for it all year long. Where with the motorcycles, you know, North Dakota is one of those states where you have, unfortunately, a limited season that you can ride them. So the side-by-sides and ATVs are really, really, really strong.
I came across Snake Creek Crossing south of Totten Trail between Totten Trail and Cole Harbor the other day, and I met a group of motorcycles. There must have been 30 guys riding. There are not too many years where you see a group of 30 guys rolling down the highway in the first or second week of December. No,
absolutely not. This year has been incredibly generous as far as nice days go. If there's a silver lining to 2020, I'm looking at it. I guess that this is a little bit of what it is.
Has that hurt your snowmobile sales, or most of your snowmobile sales anymore guys that are going to the mountains anyway?
the majority of our customers do go out to the mountains. We've sent machines into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and have made sales that we normally wouldn't have, because I think a lot of people were apprehensive on making the big snowmobile orders this year as dealerships. So we've been able to capitalize on that, because we did take on a lot of sleds. So we do have a lot of snowmobiles in stock, a lot of different colors, a lot of different options. So if you want to ride around here, we've got something for you. If you want to go out west and play in the deep stuff, we've got that too.
Do you remember when a 146-inch track was the big, long track machine?
I do.
What is your longest track you've got on a machine coming now?
The longest track that we have in stock as of right now is 165 inches, but the lugs just continuously get deeper, and the snowmobiles have progressively gotten lighter. Those 146-inch machines that you talk about weighed 580 pounds, and now our top machine is 408.
And you've got a 3-inch lug instead of, I can remember when a long track deep lug machine was a 146 with like an 1.25 1.5 lug on it.
And you could have gone places you never ever thought you should.
I know. You thought that thing could climb straight up a telephone pole.
Yep.
Are you selling? What's that?
That was before everybody needed to have an avalanche bag.
Yeah, needed to have a backpack with a self-inflating balloon on it just in case. Isn't that something?
That's wild.
You know, I like climbing things, but I just don't know. I don't know if I'm adventurous enough anymore to take on a full-size mountain or snow slide like that. I just don't know if I could pin it off and head up that thing anymore.
It's not really my cup of tea anymore either. I applaud the people who do. The older I get, the colder it gets for some reason to me.
That's true.
I'll just hop in a Ranger with a cab and tracks and go till around, and I'm happy.
That was my next question. My tracks are more on the realm of putting some tracks on either my Sportsman 1000, which for those of you on YouTube, I do have in the background here between Karina and I. Are you selling? Do you see a lot of guys putting tracks on either the bigger ATVs or especially the UTVs?
The UTVs are huge, but the guys who throw them on the ATVs, I give them a little bit of credit, because when you're running down a snowy trail at 40, 50 miles an hour on your Sportsman 1000, you're going to end up looking like Olaf.
Yeah, throw snow everywhere.
Absolutely. But on the UTV end, we sell a ton of them.
One thing for those of you that are thinking about getting into tracks on any of your machines, talk about it a little bit, Britt, what it does to your machine as far as gearing and speed and gas usage. Some guys don't take that into consideration and are disappointed because they go into those tracks not knowing what they should expect.
Well, there's a few different styles of tracks out on the market right now. The most common ones are going to be from the company's Camoplast, or we sell them through Polaris. You're going to retain about 60% of your top speed, so it's going to gear it down considerably. But it's a little bit more unsprung weight on the machine, so it's not gonna ride nearly as nice. But you can go places that you just should absolutely not.
That's kind of the name of the game, though. If you're putting tracks on a machine, you either got a heck of a winter and you need to get to your cows, or you're trying to get somewhere where no man has gone before.
My ice fishermen are my craziest customer base.
I do not doubt that at all.
They love spending money on tracks.
Boy, speaking of the ice fishermen, I have been talking to a few guys, and there's a number of people out fishing on the south shore of Audubon, north of Cole Harbor there. 10 days ago, I had to go to Minot to see a customer, and Audubon still had open water. So, folks, be careful out there. I mean, we're not even close. I have a friend, and everybody pretty much knows who I'm talking about. He told me that he's going to try to put his permanent house on the ice this weekend. And I don't know. We all know he's got a little bit of something wrong with him, but be careful out there, people. Them snowmobiles, you can get out on ice, and as long as you're going, what is it, Britt? Probably 45 mile an hour. You can ride on open water on a snowmobile just like a jet ski. But boy, when you stop to drill that hole and you break through, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's too cold, and I think those walleyes can wait a couple days at least.
I like fishing with my shirt off instead of 14 layers on, but we do go ice fishing a little bit. Karina's been after me. She wants to go. 2 years? 2 years since I've taken her out. She's keeping track.
Yeah.
Was when we went with Paul Wallander.
Oh, that's right. We went in Paul Wallander's permanent house, didn't we? Yeah, she's wanting to go pretty bad, but it's I'm like you, Britt. I'm a little bit of a fair weather person anymore. I used to love the winter, love the snow. My saying always is that you can put more and more layers on, but you can only take so many off. I didn't like that hot weather, but boy, get a little age on you, that seems to change.
It sure does.
We've got a couple minutes left here. What else we got going on at Action Motorsports? How's the shop going? You guys, the guys are staying busy or normal or more than normal? What did the COVID year do to your guys' shop?
Well, the COVID year has actually been really kind of beneficial. More people are getting outdoors, and we've been a little bit busier than normal. Guys in the shop are staying busy. I just seen that I'm sitting outside the store right now. Casey just pulled up, so he's going to go and do something today. Don't have any snow to push, so.
Yeah, that saved your shop guys some time, not having to clear that big lot and keep the ice off for your customers.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Is there any, along with your Polaris Ag Advantage, is there any financing deals coming up for the Christmas season here or for the new season?
We've been seeing good financing rates, around 4% with approved credit for 5 years on most of these machines. They also have their Heroes Advantage program, which goes to doctors, nurses, first line responders, veterans, police officers, EMTs, firefighters, anybody, and it's basically the same as the Ag Advantage program. So you'll be able to get up to $1,500 off through the end of the year and the additional warranty. If we do have to order a machine, unfortunately, it's going to be $1,000.
Okay,
is where it's going to cap out at. But
so that's not year round. That's just during the same time period here.
That's during the same time period. I don't know how long it's going to go.
Okay.
We've had it for quite a while, and it's been a very, very, very good program for a lot of people. So a lot of people are able to take advantage of that.
Polaris' way to give back to a little bit to the people that try to keep us safe.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you keep that Christmas ham 6-pack nice and cold. What do you have?
Of the Jeep right now.
What's that?
It's in the back of the Jeep right now.
Do you have to buy a machine for that, or just buy something?
I think if you just buy something and you came in and you listened to the program this morning, you deserve at least one Christmas hams.
All right. Well, let me tell you, you shoot me a text here in a little while. If no one's claiming those, Karina and I might have to head that way.
Sounds good, buddy.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Britt. That's Britt from Action Motorsports. Take advantage of the Polaris Ag Advantage for your Christmas needs. Next week, Scott will be back, and he'll be running the show from the radio ranch out there. And I don't know what he's going to do next week. We're coming up on Christmas here, and got all kinds of tournaments coming up. Make sure you check out that Long Valley tournament, and check out all the other tournaments we mentioned. Check out Scott's Facebook page for all the other upcoming events and ag news. Listen to his daily show on all the stations in North and South Dakota, and have a good Christmas. Okay, thank you, YouTube people. Thank you, stations. I might have ran a couple seconds long there. If I did, I apologize. Thanks for your patience getting through the show with me. And like I said, Scott will be back next week. Waylon? Waylon's going to get to that hams before I do. That's all right. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Karen. Thanks all the rest of Todd and all the rest of the station people. We will see you later.